All right, lifers, here we are in the mothership
It is.
at Elkhart, and with us is Terry Minix of Embassy RV Vans. Does that sound good?
We're specialty vehicles.
Specialty
technically, but
vehicles,
Embassy
that's the what I'm
RV is
thinking
one
of.
of our brands, and as well as Embassy SV and Fortress Composites and Feather Rock Bodies, and all. We have quite a few brands. So.
You've got a lot more brands than when I first met you, I think.
Yes, yeah, we're expanding our wings always. We got some pretty unique projects that we're adding into our list. So.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And what are we in right now?
This is our Cape Cod. This is our very new B+ Cape Cod vehicle. This is like our vans. It has zero wood. It's composite aluminums and fiberglass protrusion core composites, and it has features that the industry hasn't done before. You know, when we started this project, we had a meeting and said, if we're going to do this, we have to have a purpose and do it unlike anything that's ever been done before, and try to break the mold like we do, and that's what we've done with this.
You break the mold with everything, as far as I'm
We
concerned.
really we said if we can't, why do it?
Right.
That was our initial comment: is if we can't break the mold and make this better than anything we've seen, why bother?
Right. So I know you do Class Bs. That has been
Yes.
kind of your traditional van. What made you think about doing this, a B+?
Well, we've already are in the composite business. Many years ago, I created the largest non-DOT vehicle in America for my surgical instrument repair companies. The Sprinter used to be the largest. Anytime we can keep them from having CDL license and DOT numbers and logbooks and only work 8 hours and stuff because we're under the DOT rule, you have to build a lightweight body to achieve that. So now we have a very large body that is much nicer like this to work in than a van. And it gave those folks just something special that wasn't on the table before. We had to create it. And as we built that and saw all the strengths, and we saw a couple of them get sideswiped by semis, and all we see is the tire mark down the side, and our fiberglass protrusion as memory. It comes right back again. So it was so easy just to touch up the scuff marks.
Right.
We didn't have bent aluminum and bent steel and wood that would have just disintegrated. This stuff, you can hit it and it comes back again. So it's very unique in its properties. It doesn't rust, it doesn't corrode, it doesn't conduct electricity. It's a very, very unique core that is stronger than steel and lighter than aluminum. So we knew we had something, and when we talked about the B+, we absolutely knew when we started building this that the foundation was going to be super strong.
Excellent. So basically your other vehicles, trucks and things like that, you're using those techniques and transferring them over to your Class B and B+
Exactly.
vans.
The beauty of building surgical instrument repair vehicles and Salvation Army vehicles, and I build mobile pathology vehicles, and we have a new electric vehicle over here that's quite unique. We get to build a lot of different things, and we built a vehicle that scans for nuclear weapons at the border. The technology we use for each of these vehicles, things that we sometimes are the first to do, and we grow in that, and you never forget those things, and you get to share that new technology into other things that you build, and that's the beauty of having all this under this roof, is everything takes advantage of that.
Right. This is the Cape Cod Class B+. How is this different from Class B Dolphin vans, which are your kind of traditional Class B vans?
It's quite a bit larger. There's the no wood feature travels through both of them. Now we've done a few things in here to save weight because we have a lot more room and a lot more storage room, even though we have a lot in the van, as you know. So the doors in this vehicle are composite from the yachting industry that they build their cabinets out of. So it's actually an air impregnated plastic, but it has a very durable skin, the way they create it. And you'll see a little bit of a gray trim on the edge, otherwise we'd see the air bubbles inside of it. That makes it really lightweight. It's a little bit thicker than the marine plastic, but it's very strong, very lightweight, and that's part of what we wanted to do when we created this. Even though we have a lot more room and a lot more vehicle, we're not really that much heavier I think right now it's 500 or 600 pounds heavier than the van is all in this whole big vehicle.
Right.
That's pretty good accomplishment.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is built on a Ford Transit Cutaway.
It is a Ford Transit all-wheel drive Cutaway, 178. I think I said 179 over the weekend. It's technically 178-inch wheelbase. It has, I believe, a 15,000 GCWR. That means the combined weight of a trailer and this vehicle is 15,000. We are looking right now at between 12 and 1,500 pounds of carrying capacity when we're done.
Oh, but you've actually answered one of the questions.
Yes. So depending on some options and things like that, you'll see it vary a little bit, but that's still an incredible carrying capacity for a vehicle this size with all the cabinets you see in here and everything that we have in here for you to be able to load it up. Normally, and I think you know that in your van, you're probably lucky if you're putting 300 or 400 pounds into your van of carrying maybe 450 or so, but it's never 1,000.
Right.
So this one will follow suit. You know, we've supplied most everything other than the items you put in the cabinet. So I don't think that will be. I think that's a very good number for a vehicle this size on 11,000 GVWR.
Absolutely. So I looked at the website, and the length is 25 foot 5 inches. About. Yeah. That's approximate, but in that range.
We had to, and I think I said 25.3 or something like that when Brandon and I. But it's 25.5. We always stretch it out just a smidge so somebody's really going into a tight spot. You know, we know we got a little bit extra, but yeah, we're going to say 25.5. We extended the bumper out a little bit from the main rear end, so if it does get bumped into something, you're not damaging the upper part. It's just the lower bumper that's independent and changeable. You don't really want your lower bumper and your upper transition to be one piece. That'd be very expensive if you really get a big blow on it, so we made that lower part exchangeable easier.
Cool. So, and let me see here. 7 foot 10 inch width, approximately.
I believe that is the outside of the widest point of our new fiberglass transition.
Right, without the mirrors.
Without the mirrors, because the mirrors fold technically and come inside of that. The mirrors are obviously wider than that because they have to see past the body.
Sure.
So, yes.
And the outside, 10 foot 10 inch height? Is that about right, or is it a little less? Or?
Technically, I believe when I measured it, it's 10.8. We always go a little extra.
Go a little extra, right.
So we're going to put on print 10.10 so nobody rubs into it into something. So 10.10 is the clearance that we will put on the door to tell you, you know, don't go under this so you don't scrape up the air conditioner.
Right. So you mentioned 178-inch wheelbase.
Yes.
I know that our Transit is 148 wheelbase. How is that significant? What does the wheelbase do for you?
Well, we wouldn't be able to build a body this big if it wasn't that. If we were on the 148, you'd see a 13.5 foot body is probably max we could do on that, not a 16.5 foot body.
Right, so it just allows you to extend the body.
It allows you to not have a 8 foot overhang that you couldn't get over.
Right.
Well, there's some big motorhomes that almost have that.
Right.
But they're a son of a gun. You're going to stay on flat ground.
Right.
Yeah, so it gives us a shorter overhang, so the departure angle when you do get into a slope situation is better.
And what is the ground clearance?
We're around 12 inches right now. Our ground clearance is really good.
Oh, yeah.
So we tried to keep our lower clearance close to the bottom of the cab itself. So when we built the running boards, we actually took off some body molding and built the running boards up a little bit.
Right.
So we're not really hanging our running boards down very far. So it'll be, I think the target was close to 12 inches. This is so new, I may have to measure that, but it could be 10.5 to 12 inches, but it's going to be right in that range.
Still very significant.
It's very much more than we can get on a van.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. So, is this 4-season?
Everything we make is 4-season in the RV world. So in our van, you know, I think it was Guy and Roseanne that went to 14 below zero and shot a video.
Oh, wow.
We have somebody was in Canada this year in late February, early March. They achieved 20 below zero.
Wow, that's amazing.
So this one is actually insulated better because we built the composites than the van is.
Right.
So we will target 20 below zero on this, and we're going to do a booth test very soon to check that. But we have a 3-zone hydronic system in here where the van is a single zone. Our water tanks are inside on the van, and they're flexible tanks, as you know, because you have that. These are outside, but we've got them engulfed in aluminum with insulation on the inside of the aluminum. And the water tanks are a 3rd zone on the hydronic with hydronic lines running around. So if the water temperature that has a probe on it is too cold, the hydronic will run and go in a circle and warm up the tanks and keep them from freezing. So it gives us a really nice advantage in that way. And if you like it warmer in the bedroom when you sleep, you can do that. If you like it cooler there, you can, and warmer in the living room. So you have zones that you can kind of do throughout the vehicle that's really different.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. So you've talked about the controls. Can we talk about the controls? Because I see these controls up here. There's some controls in the back.
We've added bigger and more controls. So when we talk about the controls, you know, we have added a nice touch screen that is a 360 camera that does record. It's a DVR, so for security, if you hear a noise outside, or say somebody's knocking at your door but somebody's hiding over here that you don't want to open the door for, you'll see them in the screen.
On the
this
top
360
screen,
camera can see all around it, and then you can zoom in by hitting different buttons, and you would see them standing there.
Wow.
So it's a great system for safety. You know, we get a lot of solo travelers, a lot of lady travelers, and this will be a beautiful system for them to feel comfortable and know that there's not somebody lurking around when they hear a noise. It may be an animal. You'll see a raccoon running around out there.
Right.
But at least you know what the sound is. And it'll give you that peace of mind, because when we pull the blinds, you know, this vehicle's pretty closed up, and it'll go all the way down. But, you know, it's a pretty dark house on the inside as far as anybody looking through.
Right.
Yeah. And I believe we have a shade right here as well. That's tucked in really nice. So we can make this where it's pretty private inside. But at the same time, you can look in here. You don't have to open one of these to peek out.
Right.
That's pretty cool, because they'd be standing there looking at you.
Right.
You can see them. They can't see you.
They can't see you.
So that's a great addition to the system. This is, I believe, a 12-inch touchscreen, and this is what controls all of our lighting. So like the van, if I want to, let's just do the ceiling lights. Let me find them. They're in a little new spot here. Bedroom ceiling light. Where's my living room ceiling light? There it is. I gotta learn where they're all at. I'm used to the vans. So we just go like this, and you can see I'm dimming the ceiling lights in here right now. But I have great accent lights in other areas. So you get a call the shot on your lights. If I touch to the side, it'll just go to that, and you'll see on the outside border what I went to. If I turn it off, it turns the ceiling lights off. Just like the van, if I turn it back on, it comes back to that memory spot. And if I want to go back bright, I can just bring it right back up and away it goes. So it's all the lights do that. It's just so easy to function. Right. You can also do it on your iPad. So you can load this on your iPad and control your lights with your iPad.
And speaking of controls, for anyone who's listening in, the AC is on right now.
It's been on since we've been talking. We did something very unique in air conditioning world. We are using an Italian air conditioner with a heat pump that is ducted throughout the vehicle. You'll see the ducts in the ceiling. There's looks 3 of them in the living room and kitchen area here. There is one in the bathroom, which is unique, and there's 4 in the bedroom in the back. And they're even flow throughout, and the ducting that we created in our composite can't build bacteria on it. So we're even careful about that. So it really, you're hearing a little bit of a hum of the compressor, but you're really not hearing air noise.
Right.
The air noise is almost zero.
Right.
So it's very, very quiet.
And me being from Texas, I'll let everyone know it's actually cold in here.
It's cold in here. And I have it at, I think, at 73. You can see the temperature down here. It's a touch control for your air conditioner. So I didn't set it really cold, but 73. It's 73 in here.
Yeah, Texas. We have our house at 78. So trust me, we're cold.
And then this one is actually a touchscreen for the 3-zone hydronic. So that is how you control your different zones in your water and what you want for your heat and how long you want it. So it's a really nice, very large touchscreen for that.
Nice. And that would be the heaters and your hot water.
That is your hot water and your heater. As long as it's running, you have hot water on demand. There's no tank. So it's a tankless water heater. For your shower, we have 2 showers.
2 showers.
We have a shower in the bathroom, and we also have a shower like you have in your van in the back storage area.
Oh, nice.
So you can rinse off outside if you want.
Excellent.
And then it does the same.
Go ahead.
So we also have a touch panel in the bedroom that's similar to the one in our vans, and there's several screens here you can swipe through. So, you know, everywhere in the vehicle we have control that we can do of things and get to it in a convenient location. We have a control panel that's a little smaller, and it's just, I think, 6 buttons here in the bathroom as well. Yeah, it's 6 buttons and then all off. So even in the bathroom, we have a waterproof touch panel. You just push these buttons here, and it shows bath lights and things, so you don't have to get out of the bathroom to turn on a light.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So it's really easy to do.
Oh, and you can do the bed lights.
Yeah, so you're not running to the front to get to a light if you don't want.
Right.
So it's got some nice control to it.
And since we're in the bathroom, I am going to go.
You can step in there and do a 360 in there.
I'll see if this will work. Yeah, but this is huge because I'm 5'5" on a good day, and my arm is sticking straight up.
Yeah,
So.
We did elevate the shower a little bit, but technically in this side of the room, we're 6'9" clearance to the actual ceiling. We dropped a little bit to do the decorative with the backlight, but in the bathroom we had to raise up about 2.5 inches, but it's still, you know, quite tall in here. I mean, we're probably 6. I bet we're 6'6" still. I'll have to measure that, but it looks like about 6'6" in the bathroom. So we tried to make this vehicle handle guys that are 6'6" very easily, because we get quite a few of them actually. Right. So it's 45 inches by 30 inches and about 6'6", maybe 6'7" headroom. That's pretty remarkable for a shower.
Yeah, and I've noticed
most showers you're actually standing in a moonroof for your height because the roof's so short.
Right.
If you think about it, the moonroofs are there so you can stand up.
Right. And I see here a vent.
Yeah, that's a max air vent out the side of the vehicle, so the ladies can reach the on and off button. It's right here. Otherwise, it'd be pretty high up and hard to get at. So it does ventilate the bathroom very nicely.
And then you have, is this a closet? Or?
This is actually a linen closet in the bathroom. We will have some other shelving available. We're working on some of that, but it's a wonderful. I don't know that anybody puts a linen closet in their bathroom in this size of an RV. We don't see that very often, so that's unique. It just goes and closes up, and then you don't notice the toilet. So we actually have
what's going on?
Combination wet bath, dry bath.
Oh, so I have to lift up this rug here, and there's a hole, or how does that work?
There's a drain in the floor for the shower.
Okay.
But for the toilet, we simply magnet this over here, and we have a toilet that slides out of a cubby and locks into place on the out position. And when it's not being used, it slides away, stows away, and off we go again.
So it is kind of a dry bath because your toilet's out of the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without using, I did look at somebody else's at our camp out that was parked right across from us, and they had to put the toilet on one side of the vehicle and the shower on the other. They lost all this storage.
Right.
So we made a combination on one side that does both, and we gain all this extra room that we do other things with.
Nice. And since we're talking about showers, you have a control panel here.
Yeah.
Do you have to cover it up when you're showering?
No, it's waterproof. It's made for a yacht. It's waterproof.
Oh, so it's like for the yacht.
We do have a shower drape like in the van that if you want to hang it up here, you can, just so you don't have to clean the walls. But if you get anything wet in here, it doesn't hurt it. This is shower surround material.
Fantastic.
The door is actually a waterproof material, so you're not going to hurt anything. We have a nice sink. We've got air conditioning and heat because the air conditioner is a heat pump that gives heat or air in here. And we have the hydronic heat as well, but we built a beautiful sink. We've got a nice post shower.
Oh.
So it is height adjustable.
And little running lights. So.
Yeah, we got mood lights in here. You can do so much stuff with the lights. That's a courtesy light there, so for a night light for the restroom.
Right.
So it's just fun what you can do to change lighting.
And since we're in the kitchen area as well, this is the fridge Vitrifrigo. Is this similar to the one that we have in our Class B, just larger?
It's much larger. That's
right.
about 6.4 cubic foot. This is 8.1 cubic foot. So you can see that this is a very, very large refrigerator, and it is 12 volt. So it's just a super efficient refrigerator and freezer and a real good size. We did lift it up, so you don't have to bend over to get in very much. Mm-hmm. We did put a convection microwave above it.
I was going to ask about that.
You can see the heating elements in it, so you can bake and stuff with it.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
But for the ladies, it might be a little bit high, so...
What do you mean? For me, it's high. I'm a short guy.
So when I pull this lever up, pull this out, it locks into place. We built a step stool that actually turns into some really nice storage.
Very nice.
So that's unique, and people that have pets, dog food, cat food, somebody suggested using it for other things I won't say online just so nobody knows what it'll be used for, but we'll have some little tricks up our sleeve.
Cool.
So we have some nice lighting at the step. If you want to look here, this is the pantry. So all soft closed drawers, but it has that same air impregnated composite fronts on it. We have lights everywhere, so you can turn on a light down here and see. We have lights up here. You flip a switch and you have another light. So we try to light everything up nice.
And these are the same drawers that I have, just a different front?
Same drawer, just a different front.
Right.
Everything is designed to be a little lighter in here.
But still just as strong.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So if we step into the kitchen a little, I know you've got some things going on here, but we've got some...
We can move all this out of the way.
Nice features here. I'll just set this over here.
Yeah, anywhere.
So we got a nice big sink. Beautiful solid surface countertop. Really nice sink that pivots, and then even this pivots and you can spin and it turns into different spray modes. Soap dispenser and a nice pop-up for electrical and USB-C and USB. So we also have this in the bedroom, so it's a really nice way to have power, but you have it out of the way when you don't need it. All awning style insulated glass windows that are dual pane glass. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's raining, you can still have ventilation, so that's a big thing. All around, I mean, we have a lot of windows in here. The bedroom's a panoramic view. It's just a great view from back there. And then we have storage up here that's quite large. I mean, it's good sized storage. It's
right.
all aluminum cabinetry with composites and marine vinyls, and just every light comes on when you open up the door. We built a nice rounded edge here. We didn't want to bring a square edge out by the door, so everything is rounded for the tall people, and we rounded walls. We built this to be a beautiful addition to the kitchen. So this just flips up and extends the countertop. But when it's down and you have several people in here, I can stand over here and you can pass right by, and it's just super easy. Somebody could be sitting there too, and it doesn't really matter.
Right, and that's the big advantage of the Class B Pluses. You have much wider area.
But most of the time, they have to have a slide out to get the sofa out of their way to do what we just did.
Right.
We're achieving this without a slide out room.
Nice.
By design. And by curving this wall, this doesn't feel like you're sitting in a cubby. Right. Like a slide out room sometimes does. This curved wall gives a very open feel to this area and really makes it it just feels larger, and it is larger.
And to be clear, there are no slide outs at all on this Class B Plus.
No. And we're still achieving some great spaces.
Very good. I can attest to this width here, because ours, we have we have that similar kind of design with a bed in the back and the sofa's up here, but because it's a Class B, much tighter, and we have that crab crawl.
Yeah, this is a really nice wide space. I mean, you're not bumping into walls and things.
Right.
We've got some nice storage up front. We got a really big overhead storage compartment here.
With an electrical
We've got some electrical in it.
Wow.
We do have swivel seats from Ford that we did recover with Katzkin leather custom seat covers that we designed. So everything we kind of pulled in this little sectagon shape to and kind of carried it through different areas of the vehicle. So we do have the woven good floor mats that really set it off. This is a shape as well for the air return to carry that shape into other things. So we custom made this to follow that shape. And then if you notice the edge, this also has the shape
this nice decorative lower overhang with lights.
We wanted to backlight. It also gives us a nice air return. It kind of hides the vent away a little better. You know, it disguises it, and we deliberately wanted to do. We made some nice shapes with this, so it's very elegant. We did it again in the bedroom. So it gives us some really nice lighting. If we turn off the ceiling lights, ceiling right there, you really see the highlight of the light, but we still have decent light with it. That light behind the balances, it really sets it off in here for a nice mood if you're watching TV or something.
Right.
So that's really nice.